What's up YouTube and Amazon? Jefferson here with the starters page. Fashion Digital Store has this DJI Phantom 3 battery and I actually wanted to review it, so they were kind enough to send me this to review. So obviously it's the same exact thing as a regular DJI Phantom 3 battery. There's only slight differences to this, and there's one major difference on the LED light. When you go with this one, the Fashion Digital Store battery, it has a different design to it. I personally like it. It's not that bad at all. And throughout the whole time, I've used this over a week, and throughout the whole time of me flying this thing, it looks a little bit better outdoors wise, especially in direct sunlight. It's easier to actually identify how many bars there are compared to using these two right here. It seems like it has the same exact brightness and almost the same hue to the green of the OEM on here. So that's really great, very bright on direct sunlight. Never had any issues. You also have a finger indentation right here where the button is. So that's great, no issues on that. The fonts, if you guys care about fonts, the font is a little bit different. The OEM seems to be a little bit more bolder compared to this one. There's no bold to it, so it feels like it's almost the same font, but this has no bold compared to the OEM. I don't care about that, but if you guys do, then that's how it looks like. Pretty much other than that, everything seems like it's labeled almost exactly the same. The OEM says a Phantom Intelligent Flight Battery. This one says PHA for Phantom-3 Intelligent Flight Battery. They are both intelligent batteries, as it just said. However, the OEM is 4480 milliamps of battery, compared to this one is 4500 milliamps of battery. So you get a little bit more battery size on here. They're both 15.2 volts, and this one has a slight bigger wattage. This one is 68 watts compared to this, at least according to the label, it's 68.4 watts. So you have a 0.4 bigger watt, and you have a slightly bigger milliamp on here as well. In reality, what does that all mean? I got roughly the same charge, an hour and a half of charge from 18. The lowest I believe I gotten on here is 17%. So from 17 to 20% of battery life to charging at 100%, an hour and a half, give or take an hour and 20 minutes to charge. So the charge time was the same, so no issues on that end. Flight time, depending on how much I've been flying, it's weird. I live in California, and lately it's been slightly windy, so I've been getting roughly 18 to 20% of flight time on here. And there was a lot of times where I would be flying, I got my shot, and I would go somewhere else. I get an average of 20 to 23 minutes of flight time, but when it's windy, it's more like 18 to 20%, which is actually really good. And since I have two other ones, they're all the same. So even though it's a slightly bigger milliamp, that's my flight time as well. So not much of a big difference on that. And the cool thing is that when you fly, especially if you're flying a little hard, it will tell you that your voltage is going a little low. So make sure you guys fly a little careful, but it does the same for this one as well. So that's not much of a big deal on that end. No connection issues, no differences on that end. The one thing I did want to point out is that when you plug this into your DJI Phantom, either your standard, which I have, advanced, or professional, I love how it gives you that sensational clicking sound, and it's easy to remove as well. You have two tabs right here, which feels like it's really good, no issues. So let me plug it in. So you get that satisfying click. Let me remove that, easy to remove. It feels like it's a little bit easier than the OEM. I'll show you guys. This is the other third-party one I received. Let me show you. This does not click. It stays in there, never had issues, but it does not click. And it's a little hard to remove. This is the OEM one. It will click. See that? And then removing it is slightly difficult, but for whatever reason, whatever Fashion Digital Store did, it feels really good. Clicks and removes a little bit easier on that end. The tabs feels like it protrudes a little bit more. Perhaps it might be that reason. I've been using this for over a week, as I mentioned. Sometimes I've flown it multiple times within that same day after I charged it. No issues. I used it the same way as I did with my other batteries as well. And I never had any issues on that end. I never had any connection drops or anything like that. Acts the same exact way as my OEM and also my third-party battery right here. All in all, I love it. Battery feels really good. Build quality feels exactly the same. No issues. Other than the LED indicators on the top, that's different. Pretty much everything the same. When you push on the battery, it tells you your battery life on there. It tells you if it goes down. Obviously, you have two tabs right here on the side to remove it as well. I think that's pretty much it, guys. That's the Fashion Digital Store battery. I did get this unit for free for me to review, and I definitely recommend it. If you have any questions, make sure you guys put them in the comment box below if you guys are curious. A lot of the times I film a lot of real estate videos, product reviews, things like that. So I fly within a certain vicinity. I don't fly too far, but there were several times where I did want to just like kind of cruise around per se, fly around, and I flew quite a distance with it. So it wasn't that bad, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's it. My name is Jefferson. This is the Fashion Digital Store battery. I'll link everything in the description box below if you guys are curious in getting one yourself. And like always, guys and girls, take care. And what it is, it's a gimbal cable saver. I'll link everything in the description box below. Got it on Amazon by the company name of Q Star. So